Hi everyone. So today's practice is going to be a yin practice. So it means that we're going to be holding these poses for at least 2 minutes. Okay. So just try to stay with your mind, meaning like every time your mind strays, just come back to the sound of your breath. And let's see. We're going to begin today with legs up the wall. So the easiest way to come into legs up the wall is to place your hip against the wall and then bring the legs up. Okay. Let's see if I'm in the camera. Barely. Okay, so legs are up the wall. Your bottom's next to the wall. If your bottom's up off the ground because you have tight hamstrings, I want you to move away from the wall. Move your bottom away. But legs are nice and straight. And I also want to let you know that I've pulled a muscle in my back. So if you see me grimacing, it's just because I've pulled a muscle in my back. So just bear with me. I'm going to have to move kind of slow. So nice deep breaths here. I'm going to turn my timer on. It's best during these practices if you can turn your timer on just so that you stay in the pose, or just follow the video, but main thing is to stay with the sound of your breath. Okay. So really dropping into the, or allowing your sits bones to drop into the mat or into the floor. And nice deep breaths here. So I'm just noticing, I think the problem with my back is if you see my feet are uneven, so I guess my back is out. Might have to go see a chiropractor. All that yard work. So anyways, nice deep breath. Stay with your breath. Stay with me. Tip of the tongue is behind the 2 front teeth, breathing in and out of the nose. Nice deep breaths. And then we'll just go ahead and open up the feet wide. So go as wide as you can. Just allow gravity to do the work. Okay? And I'm really trying to push my hips back into the wall. Sometimes I like to take my hands to my hip crease and just sort of push towards the wall. But just allow gravity to do the work. Allow the legs to slide apart. Every inhale, expand the rib cage. Every exhale, draw the belly in and up. Thank you, Nini. then next you're just going to take your hands on the outsides of your legs and push your legs together. And then we'll bring the soles of our feet together and open our knees towards the wall. Just coming into the breath again. We're going to slide the legs up the wall, and now we're going to come into figure 4. So hopefully I'm in the camera, but you're going to flex your right foot, place it on your left quadricep. Okay, so I've got a nice tight back right now, so I'm not going to bring the sole of my foot to the wall. If you can, bring the sole of your left foot to the wall. But you have to keep your bottom down, okay? No knee pain in the right knee, so flex that foot and then breathe. We're going to be here for 2 minutes. So nice deep breaths. So for those of you who've been working on your squats, this is a good one to get open for squatting. And remember to use these slower yoga videos to work on your meditation. So really try to keep your mind on your breath. And remember, if your chin is pointed up towards the ceiling, you need to place something under your head. And if you can continue to keep sliding that left foot down, you can. Okay, very gently or cautiously come out of the position. We're going to go right into the other side. So flex that left foot. Place your left ankle on your quadricep. Remember, you can just have the leg straight up, but if your back is willing, you can bring the sole of your foot down. You're going to feel the stretch on the outside of the left hip. So nice deep breaths here. Just hang in there. I'm going to scoot over just a little bit so I'm in the camera. Okay, keep flexing that left foot. Breathe into this outside hip. Okay, we're gonna slide that foot up the wall. Just a few more breaths here. And then release. So we're gonna bring the feet down the wall and roll to your left-hand side. Oh dear. And then press into your hands and lift. All right, let's see what's next. Okay, so next position is straddle pose. So we're gonna come into a seated position. And you can sit on a blanket, or you can even make your stack of blankets, higher if you're rounding in the back. So if you're rounding in the back, it's gonna look like this, and you can't get any further. So try sitting up on your blanket or towel, and then bring your feet out. Okay, so you can use your props, you can use your chair. I've got a chair here. I'm gonna bring my toes and my kneecaps straight up, and then I'll rest on the chair, okay? If you need to come further down, you can use your block or a stack of blankets or a bolster. Main thing is to get comfortable. Okay, and let's hold this guy for a couple minutes here. Working on your breath, trying to send the breath to the back body. Toes are up. You'll notice in some of these positions, if you hold, the longer you hold them, the more things release. If you can just keep sending your breath to the tightness, to wherever you're tight. Okay. Just a few more seconds here. And then with a strong tummy, come out. And breathe. So we're going to go to the other side. So you place your chair like such, and then twist and lay out over that right leg, okay? If you need to come further down, just build up your stack here. So big deep breaths. This is a great stretch after the deadlifts, okay? Okay, strong tummy as you lift. We're going to twist the other way to the left. I'm not sure how this is going to work for me, but you want to come as far forward as you can. You can use your chair. I'm just going to stay upright. My back's a little screwed up right now. But do what you can. Keep your toes up, kneecaps up. Try to rest your head on something. Again, sending your breath to those tight spots. Okay, strong tummy. Keep pulling it in as you lift. Sorry. As you lift. What's the next thing? Okay, so the next one is, let's see, caterpillar. So let's, on caterpillar pose, it's just Paschimottanasana. So in yin yoga, there's just different names than regular yoga, but it's all the same. All right, so Paschimottanasana, so the toes are going to be up and kneecaps are up. Again, you can place your chair here and just rest your head on the chair. Okay, nice deep breaths. I'm gonna remain in Dandasana, an upright position, and then just try to work my breath and try to get this back to relax so that I can come forward. A lot of times forward bends for people that have back pain are kind of not so good. So it's either better to stay upright or do a back bend. But at this point, I think I just need to stretch. So big toes up, kneecaps up, return to your breath. Okay, strong tummy as you lift. And now we're going to come into butterfly pose. So you're going to bring the feet in, soles of the feet together, and then they're going to be out away from you, so that if you came forward, your forehead would rest in your feet. So this one tends to get a little bit in my knee, so if you need to support your knee, also just back out. Again, you can be on your chair, okay? So coming forward, drawing in the tummy, breathing. It's a little too much for me right now. I'll just sit upright. So really try to send your breath to the outsides of these hips. Try not to hold tension. So even if you're enduring a little bit of pain in the hips, and for me in my back, just try not to clench. Just try to breathe into it and try to relax. If you've got a lot of tension, try to breathe out through the mouth, in through the nose. If you're fairly comfortable in this position, then breathe in and out of your nose with the tip of the tongue behind the two front teeth. Also recognizing when we come into forward bends, we still draw up our pelvic floor muscles. Okay, slight pinch in the shoulders and the back body. And breathe, lots of breathing. Okay, let's go ahead and come out. Strong stomach. And then we're going to twist to the right. Nice deep breaths. Lift up through the chest. Look over that right shoulder. Okay, now we're going to release the other side. Twisting to the left. Look over that left shoulder. Don't go too far. Listen to your body. And back to center. All right, I believe we're coming into winged dragon. So carefully. I'm gonna get into that position. Yeah, wing dragon. Okay, so I'll just, let's see. Maybe I should turn this way. So if you need something underneath your knee, you can place a blanket underneath your knee. You're gonna shift, let's bring the right leg forward. And stack the knee underneath, or excuse me, stack your ankle underneath your knee. And then bring that left leg back. Let's see, I think you can see. So now to come into wing dragon, we'll turn our toes to the right, 45 degrees. Take your left hand out to the left and push the knee over your ankle. If your wrist gets tired on this left arm, you can build up a stack so that you can place your elbow or your forearm on the stack of whatever blocks, books, maybe a chair even. But deep breaths here. Okay, very gently come out of the position, and then we're going to come right into Agni Sthulamba. Gomukhasana. So you can be in a seated position. You'll take this same leg that was in front, the right leg, and sweep it around. Okay. So if you can't get your leg around, prop yourself up on some blocks, and if things still aren't working out for you or you have knee pain, the next option that you can do is lie onto your back, take that right leg across, and then bring your strap behind your legs and just pull the knees in. Okay? Oh boy. Sorry I'm moving so terribly. I'm just a little bit sore. So just have patience. Right leg across, lift tall, exhale, come forward. Really root down through that right hip. And bring your shoulders back and down. Okay, strong tummy as you lift, pulling the belly in. Whew. And twist to the right, just to release the spine. And let's go to the left, releasing the spine. And now we'll come back to center. So we're going to do those two positions on the other side. So left leg forward, right leg back. If you need something under your knee, place a blanket under your knee. I'm going to take my left foot and turn it out to the left. Nice deep breaths. Even in pain, just try to breathe through it. Try not to allow your breath to be short. Just sink into the position. Let it go. Let the tension go. Okay, strong core as you come out of here. And then make your way back into Gomukhasana. If you need to be on your back, lie onto your back. We're going to bring that left leg across. Okay, really try to get this left hip down. Breathing, you can have your hands on your chair or just come forward. Excuse me. Relax your shoulders. Okay, go ahead and lift. Let's twist to the left. Look over the left shoulder, release the spine. And then back to center, over to the right, release. And then come back to center. All right, so we're gonna, the next pose we're gonna do is half saddle. So given my tightness here, I'm gonna actually make a big stack of blankets, okay? If you can come back reaching the mat without the blankets, you don't have to use the blankets, right? Okay, but I'm pretty tight today, so I'm gonna give my back a little bit of support, and I'm gonna bring the left leg back and the right leg forward. So you don't want your head hanging off the blankets, and I just have another little blanket here to allow me to lengthen the back of my neck. So this is a really good pose because you're stretching your quads, but also it's a good digestive pose because it sort of pulls whatever's in your stomach into the intestines. It's also known to be helpful with gastric reflux or any sort of digestive issues. So just come into the breath. Try to relax that back. If your back is tight, just relax. So remember, if you can come all the way down with your back on the floor, you don't need this stack of blankets, but this is a little bit more doable if your back is tight and also if your quads are tight. All right, I'm going to tuck my chin to my chest, try to come out as gently as you can. Bring that left leg forward, and now let's bring the right leg back. All right, lowering back slowly, find your breath. If you need to go further, you can bring your arms up over your head, okay? Okay, strong core as you lift. That means belly button down. And then come up. And bring that right leg forward. So we're going to remove our props and end with a supine twist. So lying onto your back. No. Yeah, let's cross the right leg over the left. Okay, you'll bring your knees into your chest and then drop them over to the left. Okay, bring the right arm out to the right. So if this is a lot in the back, just uncross your legs and stack your knees. So if your neck permits, look to the left, and if your right shoulder's up off the mat, you might want to place something underneath that shoulder. Breathe. Let go of the tension. Okay, very gently uncross the legs, come back to a neutral position. Let's go ahead and, oh boy, and lift the hips, place them back down on the mat, and we'll cross the left leg over. We're going to go all the way to the other side with the knees. Remember, if it's too much on your back, just uncross the legs. Coming into the breath. Release the tension. I have something under my shoulder. I probably don't need it on this side. And then if you can, you want to look to the left, but no tension. If it feels weird in your neck, then look just straight up. Try to breathe deep into the back. Let go of that tension back there. And with a strong core, we're going to inhale and lift those knees. Lift your hips, reset the spine, place the hips back down. Let's bring the knees in, give them a squeeze, and circle to the right, and to the left, and then coming into Shavasana. I believe I'm going to take Shavasana with my legs up on a chair, and I'm going to use a lacrosse ball. So if you're fortunate enough to have a peanut, this is a nice one, especially for tightness in the back. So I'm just going to take Shavasana with my feet up on a chair, and then lift my hips and place the lacrosse ball wherever it feels comfortable, and then just relax. So wherever you are, just relax. Relax your face, soften your eyes, soften your fingers, soften your toes. All right, returning to your breath, you can deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes, and then roll to your right hand side. Go ahead and lift, coming into a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. And just lifting up nice and tall, shoulders back and down, hands to your heart. I wish you peace, happiness, and good health. Namaste.